The story takes place in the Janowska labor camp. In this camp, the Bluzhever Rebbe was imprisoned, together with many of Hasidim. And in that camp, there was a terrible person who was also a Yid, a Jew, but he was a self-hating Jew. He was a Gestapo. He was an informer. And his name was Mr. Scheenweiss. He would mercilessly beat the Jews in this labor camp. He would inform, he would rat on them. It was getting close to Yom Kippur, and the Hasidim in this labor camp wanted to observe Yom Kippur in the best way possible, not to violate the holiest day of the year. They went to the Rebbe and they said, Rebbe, what can we do to ensure that Yom Kippur is observed in the most pristine way? Bluzhever Rebbe says, I don't know. We're here in a labor camp. Is it shaykh? Is it possible? The men said yes. You know that man, Mr. Scheenweiss? He's a Jew. Why don't we ask him to help us, assist us in ensuring that we preserve the dignity of Yom Kippur? The Bluzhever Rebbe says, what? Mr. Scheenweiss? He's a self-hating Jew. He's the one who beats us. He rats on us. You think he cares about Yom Kippur? The Hasidim say, Rebbe, he's our only hope. He's our only chance. Does it hurt to ask? The Bluzhever Rebbe says, I guess you're right. He approaches Mr. Scheenweiss and he tells him, do you know who I am? No? He says, my name is Rabbi Yisrael Spira, the Bluzhever Rebbe. He's stone-faced, doesn't react. He says, you know, tomorrow night is Yom Kippur. No reaction. He says, in Yom Kippur, it's the holiest day of the year. We're not allowed to eat. We're not allowed to do work. We're really trying very hard to observe this great day. Can you help us? No response. Finally, the Bluzhever Rebbe says to him, I want to tell you something. I promise you that if you don't make us violate Yom Kippur, you will live the rest of your life in peace and tranquility. And he saw him move and murmur. He saw he got him. Mr. Scheenweiss says, okay, you have a deal. But the truth is, tomorrow night, I'm not on call. It's not my shift. I can't help you. But Yom Kippur Day, I'll do everything I can. The next night, Kol Nidre, the Nazis took this group of Hasidim to a cemetery, and he made them work there. And they didn't want them. And they were forced, and they were beaten. The Bluzhever Rebbe, when he came out of the concentration camp, had scars from that night. The next morning, it was Yom Kippur. Mr. Scheenweiss led all the Jews into a warehouse. And he says to them, here are a bunch of rags. Each one of you should take a rag. They're dry. And I want you to clean the floors of the warehouse. And you, Rabbi, you go up the ladder and shine the windows. And you will not violate Yom Kippur. Mr. Scheenweiss goes into the corner of the room and stands there while everybody is taking their rags, and in a circular motion they are cleaning the floors. The Bluzhever Rebbe knew the nusach, the words of the tefillah from the Machzor, Baal Peh, and he begins to say the words, recite the words, and all of the Yidden in the warehouse begin to repeat the words after him. And they get up to the part where everybody's saying together, V'yale kolam, and tears are flowing down their cheeks onto the floor. They don't need any moisture. They got all the moisture from their cries. Eloika selichais, salach lanu, mechal lanu, kapel lanu. Boom! The door opens up, and two Nazi guards dressed in black and long, tall boots walk into the room with carts filled with food. A delicious wafting aroma comes into the room. Piping hot vegetable soup, white bread, and chicken. The taller of the two officers looks at the Jews and he says, "It's lunchtime. It's time to eat." No one moved. They looked at the Rebbe for a signal. He didn't move. He got angry. He screams, "In the name of the Fuhrer and the Third Reich, fresh!" No one moved. He was so infuriated. He didn't know what to do with himself. "I said eat, you filthy dogs!" No one moved. Finally, the Nazi turned to Mr. Scheenweiss. He says, "You're a Jew. You eat!" He says, "No, I am Jewish. And today is Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year. And on Yom Kippur, we Jews don't eat." The Nazi was so angry. He takes out the pistol from his holster and he puts it to the temple of Mr. Scheenweiss. He says, "If you don't eat, I will kill you." He says in a very calm voice, "I told you, Jews don't eat on the Day of Atonement. We are fasting." And the Nazi pulled the trigger and he killed him. The Bluzhever Rebbe's bracha was fulfilled. He lived in peace and tranquility till the end of his life. In the final moments of his life, the tunes of Torah began to beat. The song emanated from his heart for some reason, and he died about tshuva. Baruch Hashem, all of us come from homes where Torah is vibrant, Torah is pulsating, the shira is constantly there. Our job now, in the last week of Elul, and in the first days of Tishrei, Aseret Yemei Tshuva, is to look and reflect and say, what can I take upon myself? What Kabbalah, what commitment to show Hashem, I deserve another year. I'm willing to make a new foundation. I'm willing to have a base. I'm willing to have an infrastructure. You don't have to make a big Kabbalah. It has to be small and significant, something that is easily done.